Right, in this video I'm going to tell you how my brain goes through the process of trying to diagnose a battery warning light. So this is the Honda Civic 2.2 CDTI diesel. So you go to switch on your electrics to start your car. So on this car it's a push button. It comes on, and if you look, battery light warning comes on. Also in that corner comes on. Your car, you may not have that, but you might have that. So look out for little warning signs like that after you switch. When you go initially turn on the key, every light comes on, but that's normal. That's just to do a bulb check. But when you turn it on, all those lights should go off, including that one. So if I was to run this car and the battery was not getting charged for some reason, you could be stuck in the middle of the road, you know, in the middle of a busy junction, and that would not be a good thing, as you can imagine. You'll have to push it to the side, wait for the AEA or the RAC person or whatever rescue person come and help you out. So obviously I've just noticed this today. I managed to drive all the way back without any incident. When I drove to work, I switched the light off just to save on electricity because it was still daylight. On the way back I was very careful, you know, within my electricity use. Even now, as I'm starting the car, it's a bit of a risk, but I am making a video. I'm back home, as I know, as I charge up the system, if the battery wasn't getting any charge. Right, so it's all a bit of a risk. I'm not turning my light on or anything like that because I don't want to drain the battery of any more. But however, I do want to find out what's going on. So do the least invasive thing, the least thing possible first. So I don't know what's going on. Something's going on though. Let's do the most logical thing first. Let's plug in now you may not have this, you should have it. If you haven't got one, they're only about £20–30. Get a scan tool, right? So that may give me some initial sort of diagnosis of what's going on. So I'm going to plug my scan tool and see what's going on. I'm going to keep the engine running while right, quick check. My scan tool, and on this car the OBD2 cable goes underneath the near where your clutch is on top there. Right, I can't really tell anything from looking at this. Nothing obvious. I've got a better scan tool, but I don't think I'm going to need to put it out. Right, your next thing to do is the most kind of you know, you would not be happy if it was this one, if it was a problem here. But next thing you should do, the next easiest thing, is to test for a leak, like we call what is parasitic leak. So something is shorted and it's drawing out current, right? So that's an easy one, but you do need a we call multimeter with a current kind of clamp on it. I'll show you. Right, so this is a multimeter for about £25, £29, something like that. I've got the red one connected to the amp. So you need ones that can test for amperage. But you also need a clamp amp thing. So I'll show you what I mean. This one's on the comms. I haven't used this in a long time, but we shall find out. DC volts, 12 ohms. There's an amperage thing there, 10 amp. Right. Hopefully you can see that. Find any cable, like these two, or these two, or even that one there. An amperage clamp, and I don't think there's any buttons. Sensitivity high. Let's clamp it onto there. It should be some sort of current draw, but not a lot. So registering nothing. Would make no difference if I clamp this one or that one, to be honest. Negative or positive. Should be a current draw. Should be. Let me switch the car on. Should be a current draw once it. Yeah, even that's not working because I've turned it. They can hear the fan on. Anyway, if it was to work, you should test for a current draw. Okay, my multimeter, this particular part is not working. So what you should find is if there was a large current draw, something like, I don't know, 0.5 amps, something like that, 0.2 amps, between 0.2 and 0.5, that's way too much. If it's something like 0.05 amps, that's okay, because you know you've got things running in the car, even though it's switched off. So if there is a parasitic draw, you'll have to what you'll have to do is go to the fuse box and plug it one by one until your reading for the amperage stops, so you know what part is shorted, right? And that's what's causing your battery to drain, right? So giving you a low battery output on the dashboard. If it was working, I should get a reading. I'm not getting a reading. Something's wrong with my thing. So that'll be the next logical thing. But however, I do think the voltage thing is working because I tested it earlier. So what I'd next do is, as I open this up, check the terminals and check, you know, go through really obvious things like check the terminals, make sure they're secure. Feel it, no it's heat build up, no it's not. Check it's not leaking like everywhere, the battery, but I suspect because it's freezing, as you can tell, and it's night and it's been freezing the last few days, the battery, there's something wrong with the battery. That's my guess so far. All right, so the testing with the scan tool, those are cheap scan tool, really didn't tell me that much, but it might have done, you never know. It might suddenly say something, it might throw out my fault, but it didn't. Right, so I did the parasitic draw, couldn't do it, thing's broken. Next logical thing, test the voltage on that battery now. Right, this time, this red one now, I'll put it over here now to test the voltage. See that V sign, not testing amperage anymore. 20 volts you want, you don't want a 2 because that would be not enough. We're expecting anything from 12 to, you know, if it was drained down from something like 11 even, yeah. But I'm hoping for something like 12.5 volts. I've been running the car a few minutes, I've been driving it, so I'm hoping if it was 12.5 volts, if it says 12.5 volts, then that would mean the problem could be somewhere else, like the alternator, which I really don't want because that's expensive. Although I have taken this alternator out before, I know how to do it. It's not too difficult at all. Alright, let's have a look. It doesn't really matter which way around you have these. So it's 12.64 volts. The battery looks okay. Now I have been getting a lot of problems with the leakages of water. Maybe that's causing some sort of a problem somewhere, I don't know. Right, I don't know. Next thing you test, so the battery looks like it's good. And let's hold on that a little bit longer, see if it drains down really quickly. No, it's not. See that? Stayed where I hoped it would be if it was a good battery. So the battery is good. Next thing, check the alternator. Now the alternator on this car is down there, somewhere down there, and that's driven by the belt there. So the belt drives the alternator, and the alternator produces the electricity to charge the battery. So the engine drives the belt drives the alternator pumps electricity back into the battery runs a lot of things. Alright, now this time I need the car engine on, running. With the car engine on and running, let's test the voltage again. Now I'm hoping for something like 14.5 volts, anything between 14 to even 15. When it gets really high, that's a problem, like 16, 17, that's a problem. It'll blow, things will blow, you'll just cook your battery and your light bulbs will blow. If it's too low, that means it's broken the way it normally breaks without, you know, it's not producing enough charge or it's not charging at all. Let's have a look. Let's run the engine first. Alright, okay, so engine on. We're looking for 14.5 volts, something like that. Oh, 12.3. Okay, we know it's the alternator. 12.3 volts. Look no further. We know the alternator is faulty. Look how good a multimeter can be. You can diagnose things. So I'm probably going to buy, I'm going to have a look online. Maybe I'll buy a second-hand alternator. Maybe I'll buy a one that's been reconditioned or something like that. I'll think but I'm erring towards the second-hand one, mainly because they're quite cheap, 30-50 pounds. They might go for a few years as it is. This car's done 250,000. So that's how I would approach a battery problem. Alternator's not charging a battery. Simple as, we've worked it out. That's all you should do. Work your way through the issues that it could be. This should be on 14.5 at least. It's drawing even more current away. Right, okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next